Hi, my name is Cassandra, and I'm so excited to be here with you today to show you some great glamour makeup tips. So, I want to preface this by saying that when it comes to makeup, there's really no rules, okay? Makeup has no rules. We just have guidelines that make things easier and better. But that being said, there is so much room for your creativity to step in when it comes to makeup. So don't be afraid to try things. Don't be afraid to just step out there. And if you hate it, you can just wash it off. It's just makeup, okay? It's not gonna be for forever. So let's start by talking about skincare. You need to have great skincare in order to have great makeup, okay? If your skincare is lacking, if you're not cleansing, exfoliating, hydrating, and taking care of your skin on a regular basis, then your makeup is going to suffer for it. Okay, your makeup will never look fantastic. It will never look polished. It will never look clean. So make sure you invest in some great skincare. Now, of course, I'm going to be promoting Mary Kay's products today because I believe that they are the best out there. But if you have other products that you love and are working for you, that's awesome. Just make sure you talk to someone about getting some great skincare. So we're going to jump into some glamour makeup. Now, what is glamour makeup? Basically, it's a little bit more than your everyday look, okay? A little bit more than your everyday wear, a few extra steps, a few extra products. This might be for date night or maybe for a special event like a wedding or whatever it might be. Now, these are just my tips. You can absolutely share your tips with me if you've got some more that you like to share. But this is a really great place to start if you're just beginning in the whole glamour makeup area. This is just a really great place to start. So make sure skincare is number one. Number two, you want to prep your skin with primers. So Mary Kay's foundation primer is an absolute must-have. It has SPF 15, and this is going to act like a glue to help hold your makeup in place. It's also going to fill in your pores really nicely, give you a poreless finish. Just a little bit on your finger like this, very silky smooth. And you just want to rub this all over your skin. Now, you don't need to rub this in. It doesn't need to absorb. It just kind of sits right on top of your pores, right on top of your skin. Perfect for all skin types. Get it over every area here that you're going to put makeup on and let that sit. So the first thing that I like to do with my face in particular is color correct my eye area. As you can see, I get some dark circles underneath of my eye area. That's just something I've always suffered from. And so my best buddy for this is our Mary Kay Under Eye Corrector. This is a peach toned concealer designed specifically for covering up the purple bluish color of those dark circles. So how we apply this is you're going to take a little bit out. It has a doe foot applicator. You're going to pop a little bit right here in the inner corner, a little bit along the outer edge, and a little over the lid if you need it. If your eyelids are not dark, you can skip that step, but that is what I do. Now, to blend this in, you can get a beauty blending sponge or you can use a brush. I'm going to use my foundation brush, my liquid foundation brush. I like it, okay? Personal preference here. I just like it. And we're just going to pat this in, blending it down and around your eye area here and down your cheekbone just a little. Now, of course, I'm doing over my eyelid as well because my eyelid tends to be pretty dark and I want my eyeshadows to show up well. So just patting and pressing as I blend that out over that whole eye area. Now, can you see the difference? Big difference, right? So much brighter, so much more clean, just beautiful. So I'm gonna finish this eye and then we'll meet back to do the next step. Okay, so that's done. Now, if your skin is too dark or too fair to use the peach toned concealer, if you're too dark, you can grab a concealer that is more for your skin tone. So we have bronze shades in deeper shades as well. You can use that just to brighten up your eye area. If it's too dark for you because you're super fair, you can still use this if you have dark circles. We're just gonna add a touch of your foundation or concealer over top to help blend it out into your skin so that it will match. Okay, so but that is like a huge, huge, huge help is that under eye corrector. So the next thing that I like to do is concealer. So if you have problem spots that are a little bit, red, if you've got some breakouts, if you've got some dark spots, we want to conceal those up. And so we're going to grab your Perfecting Concealer. I use Deep Ivory. That is my, as I drop it. That is my shade. If you don't know what shade to use for yourself, talk with your beauty consultant because she can help you. So I've got some redness around my nose. I like to cover up here. I got a couple spots. I'm just gonna dab this on, and I'm just gonna kind of pat this on, and we're gonna let it settle. The best tip about concealer is that you usually, especially a liquid concealer, is you want it to settle a little bit into your skin before you try to blend it. If you try to blend it right away, it's just gonna kind of melt and disappear into your skin. So let it do that. The next thing that I like to do is, of course, foundation. Now we have so many different kinds of foundation types. Pick whichever you like. If you have no idea, pick one, try it, see what you think. For a more full coverage foundation, I love our 3D foundations. You can get it in a matte finish, or if you're more dry skinned, you can get it in a luminous finish. They're both incredible, and you can get color matched with your consultant, so it will match you perfectly. And they have amazing skincare ingredients in them too, so it's just gonna help benefit your skin all around. For today, I'm gonna use the matte color. I'm gonna go with a matte finish today. So now that that's settled a little, I'm just gonna use my same brush and blot in the concealer. Now I don't wanna spread it out. I don't wanna swipe it when you have blotches that you're trying to cover up, because if you start swiping it, you're just gonna wipe it off of those spots and they'll no longer be concealed. I'm also not super worried about blending this in really, really well, because I am gonna put foundation over top, and it's just gonna help kind of blend it out that way as well. So just a light dab to kind of spread it out there. And we're gonna go right over top of this with our foundation. So this is a liquid 3D matte foundation. I like to squirt it right on to my brush, and then I just spread it out, and then I go to blending. Now you can use you can use a beauty blending sponge for this instead. I like to use the brush. It's just my personal preference. I like the finish that it gives me. I like the coverage. I will say, unless that under eye corrector was too dark for your skin, try to not get too much product under this eye area, okay? You want to avoid putting too much heavy makeup under there, or it can start to droop and sag and crease. All of those things that we don't really want happening. Now you'll notice my eyebrows are already done. I'm not gonna teach you on eyebrows today because honestly that is like a class in itself. But I would recommend get your eyebrows done professionally, get them shaped, and then just start practicing filling them in. Google any kind of YouTube videos about eyebrows and check it out, okay? I'm gonna go right over my lips today as well. So just a beautiful coverage, full coverage foundation. It is gonna take some time. It's gonna settle into my skin. It matches my neck. I'm not at all tanned right now. Summer is coming, but not here yet. And it's just beautiful. Even wonderful. Okay, so a lot of people think that when they wanna go with a natural makeup look or even a glamorous makeup look, that they're not gonna touch contouring, they're not gonna go down that path. Well, I'm here to tell you that naturally your skin does have shadows and highlights and things like that. So when you put foundation on, it kind of gets rid of them. Like it gives everything just a blank canvas to work off of. So you kind of want to add it back, build some color back into your skin. And I know some people are thinking, well, what is the point then of covering it up and putting it all back? It's because it's fun. Makeup is fun and it makes you feel beautiful and glamorous. So while the foundation settles, just keep in mind we're gonna go into some contouring, but let's do some eyes. So when it comes to glamorous makeup, the first thing you wanna do is you wanna decide if you wanna go with a bold eye look and a more neutral lip, or if you wanna go with a bold lip look and a more neutral eye. Either one can be done in either way, it doesn't matter, but you usually wanna pick one or the other to give people's eyes somewhere to focus on. It's either gonna be your eyes or your lips. You decide which feature you wanna promote that night and go with that. Again, there's no rules with makeup, so if you want to have a crazy bold smoky eye and a bright red lip, you can absolutely rock it. Just keep in mind that's the guideline, is to usually pick one. Now my eyes are my favorite feature, so I usually play them up a little bit more. I love how bright and blue they are, and I usually go with a more neutral lip look, but again, your choice. So when it comes to eyeshadow looks, you want to make sure that you got great brushes. Okay, that will make your life so much easier for starters. And then you want to decide on your color palette. Now, of course, again, no rules. You can mix and match your colors to your heart's content. If you want to do greens, golds, and purples all together, absolutely, go for it. If you just want to stick to one shade, you can do that too. So that's kind of what I'm going to teach you today, just because that's a little bit more for beginners. So pick a shade family and then pick about 3 to 4 colors in that shade family. So if you're gonna go with browns, which is pretty common for most people, and you can play them up to make them look really flirty and gorgeous too, and you can also keep them simple for everyday out as well. But if you're gonna pick browns, here's our amazing palette of different eyeshadow colors. You wanna pick something that's really close to your skin tone. You wanna pick a light shimmery color. You wanna pick a dark color, and then you want to pick something that's kind of a mid-range. So that would be your 4, okay? So for example, if we're going with browns, I would pick this brown right here as the one that's pretty close to my skin tone. Okay, that would be kind of like my mid-range color. My base color would be something like this one. Okay, that's the light one. Then you want to go with a dark one. So you could go with this one, you could go with that one, whichever you would prefer. And then you want to pick a shimmer. So you could pick a dark shimmer or a light shimmer, it doesn't really matter. But that's basically what you want to do. So what I'm going to start with is that first color I showed you. It's called Hazelnut. It's this one right here. And we're going to use a blending eyeshadow brush. Pick that color up, tap off the excess, don't blow on your brushes. And we're going to blend this in our crease area here. Okay. So this is just going to kind of make some depth and dimension in our crease and clean it up. Now, if you have hooded eyes like I do, where you cannot see a whole lot of the eyelid when your eyes are open and looking straight ahead, you want to bring that color up right to underneath of your eyebrow. Don't be shy to blend it out. It might feel a little crazy, a little scary to put makeup on that high, but your eye area is more than just your eyelid. If you've been raised doing makeup on only your eyelid, you'll know what I'm talking about. Most of the time you can't see it. This whole area here is your eye canvas that you can be utilizing for color. When you're holding your brushes, you want to hold them down at the bottom when you're blending because this gives it a soft touch. If you end up holding right up close, you're going to get lots of pressure and it's not going to blend as nicely. Okay, so pretty neutral, pretty natural. That's just setting the base. Okay, then I'm going to take an all over eyeshadow brush. So it's a regular eyeshadow brush like this. And we're going to dip into that first color that I showed you there. I was trying to see which way I did it. This way. This one here is called Biscotti. No, this is Candlelight, or not Candlelight. Toffee. This is called Toffee. And this one's going on the lid. It's a matte color as well. Place that on the lid. And again, it's just kind of washing it out and getting it ready for our color and our depth and dimension, which is coming next. I like to kind of set everything so that it's ready to go and clean for all of the colors that you want to add in. And again, you can do whatever you want with this. You can go crazy with different color combinations. Play them up to your heart's content, absolutely. Okay, so then we're gonna grab a little bit of that darker color now. So I'm gonna pick Mahogany. I like this one. It's a little bit warm and a little bit softer. So it's called Mahogany. I'm going to pick it up with this first blending brush, and this is going to go on the outer edge of my eye area here. Okay, so I'm blending it and following the outer edge of my eye shape. Everybody's eye shape is different. Some people like to do this as a V, some people like to make it a little bit more sharp. That is entirely up to you. But the general guideline, I was going to say rule, but guideline is to follow your eye shape. Okay, blend it out. Same thing on this side. And then if you make a little bit of a mess, also don't worry about it. It can be easily cleaned up without having to remove all of the makeup that you've already got on. A little bit of concealer and foundation will clean up any mess that you have. Something that I love about our Chroma Fusion Technology eyeshadows is they have little to no fallout. So even with the darker colors, you're not going to get a big mess all over your cheek of eyeshadow that kind of fell off the brush. Now, if it's not dark enough for you, add more pigment, add another layer, add a different color. If it's too dark, just blend it out a little bit more. It will soften, okay? And you're gonna see with the brown, it's really gonna make those blue eyes start popping, which is my favorite. Okay, so then we're gonna add a shimmer color. So you wanna pick a shimmer color that's gonna kind of be your focal point. This could literally be any color you want. If you have blue eyes like I do and you want something that's gonna make your eyes pop, you're gonna wanna go with an orange. So this is called Shiny Penny here. But you could go with something more natural like a gold, or you could go with a bronze if you wanted to go darker. You could even grab a pink or a purple. The combination options are endless, but I'm gonna go with this Shiny Penny because I wanna show you how beautiful it is. So again, all over eyeshadow brush. Anytime you're working with shimmers, you wanna pat and press the color into the lid rather than swipe it, okay? Just remember from Dora, swiper, no swiping when it comes to the sparkle, because it will brush the shimmer away and then you'll be sad. So just pat and press it. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the second eye and then I'll be right back. Okay, can you see that gorgeous color? I can't wink very well, but you know, it's just absolutely stunning. So now that I've got that done, I'm gonna add a little bit of a darker color on the outside because I wanna just deepen it a little bit more. So I'm gonna grab this one here. It's called Hot Fudge. It's just a little bit darker than that first color that we did. Again, a matte, and it's just gonna create a little bit more depth here now that we've got that gorgeous shimmer on. So sometimes you might have to play with it a little bit with your looks and just, you know, decide if you want more or less. This is where it's good to practice with your makeup. Practice makes progress, okay? Not necessarily perfection, but progress. So just keep that in mind. I do encourage you to practice your makeup looks, not on a day where you have to go out somewhere, okay? When you're at home and you've got nothing to do, sit at home and practice, and then you won't stress yourself out. Okay, so I'm gonna pop on some eyeliner, which is pretty self-explanatory for anybody. We have some great eyeliner options. We have 3 amazing pencils. They're really soft, they're water resistant. You can get it in gray, deep brown, or black. And of course, we also have a liquid waterproof pen, which is amazing if you want a really nice tight line. But for today, with this look, I'm gonna go with the deep brown. I'm gonna apply it, and then I'm gonna show you how I like to smoke it out and make it a little bit soft. So be right back on that. Okay, so I placed my eyeliner. I used the deep brown pencil, and I just placed it along my lash line with a little bit of a tail and a little bit on the inner corners as well, okay? So now I'm gonna take a smudging brush, which is one that has like really tight bristles like this, and focus it on the outside edge here, but I'm gonna kind of drag it out a little bit. So I'm gonna give it a little bit more of a smoky effect without having to add any more eyeshadow. And the same thing on the bottom. Now you can absolutely add more eyeshadow if you want to go a little bit smokier, if you want to go a little bit more intense. There is no rule saying you can't. It's just a nice trick. And that way too, if you're not very good with eyeliner, the pencils are great because then you can use the brush to touch up any areas that you might have missed or messed up on and make it look a little bit cleaner for you. It's also a great, really quick makeup look as well on a day where you don't want to do a bunch of eyeshadow. You can just do an eyeliner line, use your brush, pull it up, and it'll make it look really smoky on the lid, but without having to put a bunch of eyeshadow on. Okay, last tip, take a really bright shimmer shade, like this one here is called Moonstone, or this one is Crystalline. Use your finger. I'm gonna grab this one because I like the yellow tinge to it. And then on the inner corner, right here, you're just gonna put a little bit. Dab it in with your finger. Okay, brightens up your eye area, expands it a little bit bigger. So same thing here. A little bit with your finger. Blend it. Okay, just opens it up. Makes it just like, beautiful. Okay, so this is the part where you could grab on, put on fake lashes. You could put on mascara. I love our mascaras. We have some amazing different formulas with tons of different purposes, all depending on your preference. So ask your consultant about them. I'm going to use my personal favorite, which is the Lash Intensity. 200% more volume, 84% more length. It's wonderful. A big brush. Lots of different shape to this. It's gonna hug your lashes and give you these gorgeous, gorgeous lashes. So we're gonna pop on a base coat, just a quick one. When you put on mascara, you wanna do more than one coat to get the maximum benefits. And of course you can curl your lashes too. I just didn't today. If you're curling your lashes, do it on clean lashes, okay? If you're doing it after you've applied your mascara, you're more likely to break your lashes off. And that would be a tragedy. Our formulas are made with beeswax as their base and vitamins and minerals, so they're really good for your lashes. And if you do happen to touch your face with the wand, let it dry and you can simply pick it off. So I just touched it right there just a little bit. We're gonna let it dry and then we're just gonna pick it right off. Okay, so we're gonna let that coat dry a little bit and we're gonna finish up our face. And by our, I mean mine, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we're gonna finish up our face. So we're gonna do a little bit of contouring, and this is gonna be the easy contouring, okay? You can definitely do different ways of contouring, but this is gonna be the quick way. So we have two contouring powders in a darker shade and a lighter shade. I am gonna use the lighter shade for my skin tone, and we're gonna use our amazing cheek brush. For the contour part, we're gonna use the hilt of the bristles, the short parts here. Grab some of this. Okay, first you want to contour your cheekbone. If you need to use something as a guide, grab a brush, pop it right on the top of your cheekbone. You feel where your cheekbone is. You can feel it in there. Pop it on the top of your cheekbone on an angle down towards your lips, okay? You don't want to go straight across. You don't want to go straight into your face down too low. You want to find where your cheekbone is, okay? Pop it on the top of your cheekbone, and then with your color, place it underneath, okay? So you've got a bit of a line there. Then you want to take your brush and blend that up. Contour goes up and in the place you put it. You don't want to be spreading it around your face too much, okay? So same thing on this side. It goes higher up than you think. Most people think you got to follow this line. When you smile, follow this line here. It ends up being a little too low. The higher you go, the younger and more lifted it makes your face look, okay? You see that? Just beautiful. You're going to add a little bit along the top of your head here, okay, on either side of your forehead. If you have a really big forehead, you can go all the way across. But if it's not too big, then just place it kind of on the sides and blend it back into your hair, into your hairline. This is going to, again, create that natural shadow back, give you a little bit more depth to your forehead. And it makes it look a little bit smaller if you do have a big one. Okay, you can also contour down the edges of your nose if you need to. I'm not going to today. We're keeping it simple. So cheekbones and forehead. That's it. Brush off your brush if you're using the same one so you don't get any contour traveling, mixing with your highlighter. So we also have two highlighter shades right here, a darker one and a lighter one. I'm going to use the lighter one, of course. And we're going to use the longer part of the bristles for this. This goes just on the top parts of your cheekbone around your eye area. And honestly, you could be as generous with this as you want, but anywhere that the light would naturally hit and create a little bit of a glow. That's really all you're doing. You're just kind of putting the glow back, okay? And then blush. Blush will go in between those two colors. Now we have lots of blush shades, okay? Pick which one your eye is drawn to. It doesn't really matter. They will all work. If you want to match your lips or your eye color or whatever, that's great. One of my favorites is this one right here. It's called Rosy Nude. That's this one. It's a little bit more neutral and brown. I like it in the summertime. And we're just going to pop a little bit on this brush right in the middle. And then in between that contour and that highlight, blend it. Okay? Blend, 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 blend. Blending is your friend. Don't be afraid to blend. If you blend too much, you can always put it back, right? It's a lot harder to take it away if you get too much on, but blend it out and you'll be so much happier. Contour and blush can blend together. That will be fine. They can be friends, okay? Gives you some color and some dimension back to your cheeks, back to your face. It's just Wonderful. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple more coats of mascara and then we're gonna finish off with lips. All right, look at that. Beautiful. So Mary Kay has so many amazing, beautiful colors to choose from when it comes to lips, but this is my favorite nude lip look combo, and I'm gonna show it to you because nude lip combos are so in and they work for so many different things, different combinations, whatever you're doing. So I'm gonna show this to you. So we're gonna start with my favorite lip liner in medium nude, which is this one here. And it's just so nice. It just works great. So we're gonna line our lips. And when you line your lips, you wanna smile because naturally one side of your lip is gonna be higher than the other, but if you smile, it makes it even. So we're gonna line the whole outside of the lip. Okay. And then I like to do a little bit of an ombre effect. So we fill in the inner corners with the liner. Okay. Then we're gonna take one of my favorite lipsticks. It's our Gel Semi Shine in Rosewood. It's such a beautiful color. And we're gonna fill in our lips with this. And I mostly just put it in the middle. I don't put it over the whole lip. And then if you would like to add, this is an optional step, you can leave it just like this because it's just gorgeous. But I like to add a little bit of gloss on top. So this is our unlimited lip gloss in Nude Blush, one of my favorite shades. And pop, this is it here. This is so pretty. Just gives an extra glossy glow. Don't forget to finish off your whole makeup look by spraying it down with our finishing spray. Makeup finishing spray is like hairspray for your face. It's not gonna make a mess on your clothes, and it's gonna get everything set so that it lasts you all day long. Dries completely clear, and it gives your makeup that perfect finish. I hope you had fun and learned something new. Please share with me in the comments your feedback and what you'd like to see next. I hope you enjoy this look, and if you give it a try, please give me a shout out and let me know. Thanks, bye for now.